Cameron, I want to thank you for coming to camp. My name is Thad Johnson and wanted to talk today about four things in your pitching delivery. We're going to talk about balance, direction, release, and follow through. Okay, so with the balance, we're looking for a couple things. We are looking for you to have your head and your eyes on your target, and if you stop yourself at the top here, um, you're gonna see that your eyes are not on the target. So you want to go ahead and just pick your eyes up and really let's focus forward out in this direction so you can pick up that target. Another area that we look for is you know being being flush with the rubber, and as you can see your foot here, um, your post leg, okay, as you're against the rubber, you got some big time distance separated. It's not flush with the rubber when you lift up here. Actually, let me move these back, and you can see just how much your heel is starting to get separated a little bit. So you want to go ahead and just make sure that that heel is flush up against the rubber to make it easier for you to fall in line with home plate as you start your direction part of the delivery. Okay. So also do a better job of staying back, keeping your weight back. And if I draw this straight arrow up here, straight line up through your foot, through your knee, you're going to see you have a large portion of your body right of center of that line, which is telling me that you've already started to fall. You've started to drift forward as you pick up your leg. A great drill for this, real simple, is just to close your eyes and try to lift your leg. Okay, don't kick it, but lift your leg up into a balance point. That will, the more you can do it, especially with your eyes closed, you're really going to get a feel for balance and feel your body work. All right, moving on, we're going to go ahead and we're going to we're going to play this out. We want to talk about the direction of your delivery, and while you make your way towards home plate, Cameron, I want you to really think about keeping your weight back, and a lot of that starts with the balance. Okay, a lot of that starts with the balance point. If your weight gets forward early at your balance point, you're going to tend to drift. It's going to want to slide forward. You're not going to be able to slow down that weight transfer. Okay, so one area we look for as we make our way to home plate, we look at foot strike, okay, which is with the left foot, and we want to see exactly when your foot strikes. One, okay, are you on line with your back foot? Okay, so your feet should be in line, and I would have to say that you do a great job of this. All right. Two, okay. Two, I mean they're pretty connected there. They're in a straight line. Two, you want to again check for your weight and where your weight is, and your weight, okay, should be back. Your feet actually should look reversed here if you do a good job of keeping your weight back, where your right leg should be slightly bent because it's ready. It's energized with a lot of power. All your weight is energized on the back side, and your front leg, or your landing leg, which is your left one, should be a little straightened out because it's not taking the brunt of the weight as you make your way towards the delivery. And as you can see, your 2 feet are reversed. All right. So when we move on here, well, let me back up too. And as your foot, we also want to make sure that your elbow, okay, and your elbow and your shoulder are in line. If not slightly, your elbow should be slightly below, okay, that of the shoulder, which you look like you're in a pretty good position. Your front side is pretty closed up, and your elbow's right there on line with your shoulder, which means from a health standpoint, that's arm injury standpoint, that's what we're really looking for. That's the position that we'd like to be in. We start talking about release of the baseball, and when you rotate and release, we want to talk about being on top of the baseball with the fingertips, really having a strong connection with the rubber. Which, if your weight gets forward, as we've already talked about, yours has a tendency to fly forward a little bit early. We look at this. We look at the distance between your foot, okay, and you can see all the dirt flying up here, which is that'll tell you exactly where the majority of your weight and your energy is going. That's where yours is, and this is where it should be. It should be moving forward. So you can just see the big difference right there. On top of that, look at how far away from the rubber you are at release of the baseball, which means you're not really creating any leverage, to push off of. And this is really where you want to push off the rubber is right at release of the baseball. So a good way to practice this would be to turn yourself around and throw, play catch uphill. On the front side of the rubber. Go ahead and or pick any hill, and throw uphill to some degree with your feet. And what it's going to start doing is, as you start to get your weight back, you're really going to be able to handle the delivery through that uphill. The degree of the hill, it's not going to feel like you're throwing uphill as much. When your weight is forward and you make your way forward, the more your weight gets to the front side, the harder it will be to get through the baseball throwing uphill. So it's one drill to consider. We have our guys do that quite a bit, especially the guys that like to really get out on that front foot a little bit too much when they release the uphill, practice throwing. It really what it does, it just keeps them locked down on that right foot for a right-handed guy, left foot for the left-handed guy. So when we talk about release, we're looking for extension, and you do a good job of getting extended. With the follow through, okay. And again, when you look, we're really just talking about balance with you, Cameron, and your weight transfers. It's so early that as you see your follow through, you really just have a step through. It's not a kick through, and it's not really an aggressive follow through. And really what you really see with guys that do a great job with their weight and really get their weight through the pitch is they get real aggressive with the lower half, and as you can see your video here, if you take a look at release and your follow through, it's just kind of your knee kind of moves forward a little bit, and you just kind of almost just take a real casual step through the baseball, and you'd really like to see yourself here in the future to really release the baseball, okay, at this point. Create a point where your weight is moving back to forward, where when you throw, that you would almost rotate around this axis right here. And as you can see, there's not really a rotation going on. It's just you just kind of flex forward, and the video camera is moving a little bit, but as you can see, you just sort of step through that line, as opposed to really staying on your left foot and rotating through the axis right there, and rotating through your center of gravity. So I want to thank you for coming to camp, and hope to see you out there again soon.